Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam if we've not met before, and welcome to my jungle. In this video, I wanted to share with you guys a few plants from my collection that are really just bringing me a lot of joy this month. August is my birthday month, and I was just kind of thinking, you know, with me not necessarily being the greatest plant mom the last couple months, or this summer, I guess, I thought, why not showcase and show some appreciation to a few plants that have really been pushing through. Plants that have really just been thriving even though I haven't necessarily been paying the most attention to them. These are plants that are bringing me a lot of joy lately, and just really, when I went around and checked on them after coming out of my little funk, I was quite surprised at the growth that they've been putting off. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some thrivers for the month of August. So guys, I have to say it's really difficult for me to pick favorites when it comes to my plants. I have a very hard time. Like, I wanted to do just 5 plants, but I have a little bit more than 5, so I'm gonna try to go through them quickly so we're not here all night. First up is this big guy that you can already see in frame, and I did mention him in a previous video, but this is my Allocation Zabrina something. I'll put it on the screen. It's an Allocation Zabrina, but instead of the solid green matte leaves, as you can see, these leaves have a really awesome, almost prehistoric fossil-like design on the leaves, and I just think that it looks so awesome. It's like a lime green. Seriously, these leaves kind of look a little bit neon, honestly. It's very cool, but I'm just so impressed with my Allocasias this year, but especially this guy. Whenever I got this plant last spring, I believe, spring 2019, it was very tiny. The leaves, it had like 3 leaves, and they were way smaller than this. Okay, they were tiny, and it was very short. It's just grown so much. I can't believe it. With most of my Allocasias, I haven't really been able to keep more than 3 leaves on them at a time. It's like they'll have 3 leaves, and then as soon as they start to put out a 4th leaf, one of their older leaves dies every single time. But with this one, I mean, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves, and it's actually putting off another one right here. This sets right on my entertainment center, so I literally see it all day long. I love it so much. I'm so proud of it. It's in this tiny pot, so he is pretty top heavy, honestly. I just knocked him over before bringing him into the shot. So he could definitely use an up pot. As any beautiful, guys, my Allocation Zabrina, so gorgeous. The stems on this guy are striped as well. They're so thick and succulent, and I don't know, the pattern on the stems is awesome, but the pattern on the leaves is just to die for. Up next, we have this big guy. This is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. This is the one that I got from Gabriella Plants. It's actually 2 plants. One of them only had 1 leaf that survived the trip in the mail. So they sent me another one, and it was in the winter, so you know, that's to be expected, but they did send me another one. It had a few leaves on it, so I potted them together. This guy has just really taken off. Look at him. I'm definitely going to have to get him a larger trellis. I would really like, once we're in a bigger house, to put something, have something going up the wall for this plant and my elbow Syngonium to climb. Just wait till I show you my elbow. Not in this video, but in an upcoming video. It's insane. But yeah, guys, check him out. He's doing awesome. I've cut this guy twice, I think, and sent to friends. He's pushed over on a stand with some other really tall plants that are also trellised, so it was kind of hard for me to really see how large he had gotten, but I pulled him out the other day and I was just mind blown. I couldn't believe it. Wow, he's grown so much. His leaves are dusty, so I really need to clean them, but awesome plant, super easy, super fast growing. These have become so much easier to get your hands on. The price has definitely dropped compared to what it was last year. He's just constantly putting out new growth. He's putting out a new leaf there. Just really proud of this guy. Such a great plant. Yes, I am drinking coffee. at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, oh my gosh, there's soil everywhere. Oh, the next plant that is on this list that's making me very happy, I'm very proud of, and I've just been admiring a lot here recently, is this beautiful Skindapsis Pictus Exotica. Look at her. Oh my goodness, guys. This plant, one of my favorite plants for sure, hands down. I mean, I have only ever had the regular Skindapsis Pictus, the Argyrius, but I've always wanted the Exotica. I've never ever seen it in store or anywhere where I live. My beautiful friend Sarah from Peanuts Plants, that y'all hear me talk about all the time, sent me this. I actually did an unboxing and I almost cried whenever I opened this plant. She sent me a lot of amazing plants. This one is definitely one of my favorites. It was already rooted, so I was able to go ahead and just pot it up, and it's grown so much already, guys. It's crazy. Like, this whole trail pretty much are new leaves that it's gotten since it's been with me. And I cannot get over how large these leaves are. The texture of the leaves is very cool. The silver is so beautiful. It's just a really awesome trailing plant. I love this plant because yes, it is beautiful. It was a wish list plant of mine for a very long time, but mostly because it was sent to me by a very special person, a very special friend. Oh my goodness, how can you not just totally be infatuated with this plant? She's gorgeous. Gorgeous girl. Okay, up next is actually a plant that I'm just so proud of. This plant, okay? This is my avocado tree, and this is a plant that I grew myself from seed, from an avocado seed. I started this in July of 2019, so he is just over a year old. I started the seed in water with the toothpick method, you know, above the water. It rooted up really well. It started sprouting, grew a leaf or two. I finally moved it to soil, and this is what we have now. I will say my avocado tree is really, really thirsty. He definitely wilts if you don't water him fast enough, but he's been growing really, really well this summer, all summer long, putting off tons of new leaves. He has some new baby growth coming in on top. I'm just so proud of him. I actually up-potted him the beginning of the summer because he had already outgrown his nursery pot. This is my very first attempt at growing an avocado tree. I really didn't expect it to work, but it did, and here he is. Isn't he awesome? There's just something so rewarding about growing something from seed, because I've tried, I can't even grow cactus from seed. Like, I suck at it. So when this worked, I was just like, yes. Definitely recommend giving it a shot if you've not tried to grow an avocado tree yet. Next time you buy some at the store, just keep a seed, get on YouTube and, you know, look up how to grow an avocado plant or tree from seed, and there's so many different videos out there. There's several different methods you can use. Definitely try it out for yourself because it's just so fun and rewarding. It's like an experiment, you know, and what do you have to lose? If it does nothing, it does nothing. That is my avocado. So don't judge me because a couple of these plants need staked up a little bit better. They've grown off their moss poles. I was actually looking for my Velcro plant tape before I started filming this video so I could, you know, make them look a little bit more, I don't know, adequate. So I could be, you know, on top of it, make them look just a little bit nicer for you guys, but I can't seem to find my plant tape. I'm not sure what I did with it. I just used it a couple days ago, who knows. But anyways, this is my awesome Philodendron bipennifolium. This is also known as the horsehead philodendron. I love this guy. This plant is awesome. It's such a fast grower. He has had spider mites twice, I think. And as far as I know, he's free of them now, but you will notice on some of the older leaves, they're a little bit janky, a little bit uggy. You know, they're not the cutest, but he never stopped growing. Each new leaf is larger than the last, and it has more of that mature horse head shape to it than the last, as you can see here with these two. He's completely grown off his pole. I need to get an extension to add to this. Tomorrow I have to order a few things, and moss pole extensions is definitely one of them. But here's his newest leaf. So cute. Look how lime green it is. I love the shape of these leaves, but I also love just how shiny and green they are. They're just so pretty. And he's putting off another one. I took a cutting of this and sent to Sarah. Hers is growing really well also. It's doing great. If you can see, right here is where I cut it, and it's pushed off this whole stem right here since doing that. Definitely don't hesitate. Like if you have philodendrons, you know, that are growing kind of crazy and wonky, or you want to share some with friends, do a swap, whatever, do not be hesitant to do a little choppy on your babies, because they will reward you. I showed you guys my Melanochrysum verrucosum. So proud of that plant, but I'm not going to show him again in this video. But chopped him and growing like crazy. I mean, it's so worth it. Can't wait to get some of them giant, massive horsehead shaped leaves. That's going to be super, super neat. Ah, oh my gosh. Okay, he's heavy. This is a big boy. Big boy. So this is my Philodendron burl marks variegated. So I unboxed this on my channel last year. I have no idea when. It was supposed to be a variegated burl marks, but the plant that she sent me had like no variegation. It was all green like this. So I did message her because green burl marks were like 20 bucks and I paid more than that for the variegated. So I wanted a variegated plant. She had no problem sending me another plant. It only had a couple leaves, but they were highly variegated. This was one of them off of the second plant she sent me. I think it had 2 leaves. So I potted them together and oh my gosh, guys, look at him. He has really taken off. He's constantly spitting out like 2, 3, 4 new leaves at a time. It's amazing. Like there's just so many growth points on this plant at all times. It's so rewarding, and the leaves are definitely getting a lot larger. I will say that most of the variegation is only coming in around the bottom of the plant, so as you can see, and these leaves are pretty tiny. This is an original leaf here, I think. That might not be. I'm not sure. I think this is an original leaf. I could be wrong. They may be gone now. This one's really cute. I just love the variegation on this plant. It reminds me of the variegated billieti, and that's like, you know, my dream plant that I'll never have. And this comes pretty close to it, and it's affordable. So it's growing like crazy on top and on the sides here, but most of those leaves are all green. I don't mind though, because this is a gorgeous plant. Variegated or not, the green is just so beautiful. It's so shiny. It's just so pretty. So yeah, I definitely had to brag on old Burl here because he is a trooper. Never lets me down, never disappoints. Look at him. He's a showstopper, faux show, and he knows it. Is there seriously so many plants that I could show you? We would be here all night though. It's so hard for me to pick ones that are my favorites, but I know I'm gonna be showing you like my other ones in upcoming videos, so I don't wanna show them all to you at once anyways, but it's just hard because I'm proud of so many of them. Okay, so now we have a Hoya to talk about, and you guys actually haven't seen this guy in quite a while on my channel. Now this is Opie. Opie is my Avocado. Opie has some really, really dirty leaves, so please excuse him. It's not his fault. It's okay. All right, so I bought this, oh my goodness, a very long time ago, and I think it was spring 2019 or before spring, so probably a year and a half ago, as a very small rooted cutting, and for like a year it didn't really do a whole lot. I think it put off maybe a couple leaves, but it didn't do a whole lot, and then when this spring came along, it just took off. It started growing like crazy. I use the orchid spray, orchid food, plant food mist on all of my Hoyas, and just on the leaves, and it really makes them take off, guys. Like all of my Hoyas grow like crazy whenever I use this on them. They love it. Look it up. There's plenty of other people who swear by this stuff. It doesn't have to be Miracle Grow. It can be any brand. It works wonders. You guys will be mind blown. But anyways, so he's grown a ton. I'm very proud of him. I also ordered 3 different Hoyas a couple months back, and it was kind of like spend another $10, get free shipping kind of thing. And they had cuttings of the Avocado, rooted cuttings, for $10. So of course, I swooped one up. And when it arrived to me, I was very happy with it. It's this plant right here, and it has more plants or more leaves down here on the bottom of the stem. And I just added it to Opie and potted them together in this little hanging basket. And I just think that he is so cute. The Avocado is just one of the coolest Hoyas. I don't care, it's amazing, especially the splash variety. Just look how beautiful that splashing and speckling is. Oh my gosh, I am a sucker for big round succulent leaves. I say this in every video almost, and this plant just, it has the perfect fat round succulent leaf. It gets me like right in my feels. I love it so much. So yeah, Opie is such a cutie patootie and we love him, and I just wanted to show him off and brag him up a little bit. I've talked about this plant in several videos, but it's been a while since I've actually pulled him down and like showed him to you guys. I could not end this video without including this guy because he is an all-time favorite. So this is my gorgeous Syngonium Chia Pence. I got this from the Potted Elephant, I believe in January. Don't quote me, but I think it was in January. And it only had a couple leaves, but they were gorgeous. So this plant ended up being one of the many that had spider mites. It was like March or so whenever I had the bad spider mite outbreak. He ended up losing a couple leaves he had put off due to the spider mites, but he has grown back beautifully. I cannot get over these leaves. They look matte and they feel incredibly just soft and smooth. It's a really fun plant to touch. Like if you are a leaf petter like myself, this plant is for you. I very much love Syngoniums, just Syngoniums in general. I have several different varieties in my home. I think they are incredibly underrated. Such beautiful plants. They grow so fast, like so fast, guys. They're super easy to propagate. They're also just very easy. They're easy, rewarding plants. This Syngonium right here, it doesn't resemble any other Syngonium that I've ever seen besides the Syngonium macrophyllum. These two look very much alike, so much so that I think they're often mislabeled when they're sold. Both beautiful. I don't have the macrophyllum yet. It's like heart-shaped, but it's kind of not. It's like a very long heart shape. The texture itself is amazing. Like I could honestly just sit and pet this plant all day long. It just feels very cool. Yeah, I had to include my beautiful Chia Pence because he handled spider mites like a champ. He's grown back beautifully. As you can see, all of my plants are outgrowing these little moss poles. So I definitely have to get him an extension as well, or just make a bigger moss pole in general. We'll call this like an honorable mention or something to that effect. But this is my Monstera Peru. Very proud of this plant. When I first got it, it didn't really do much for the first couple months, but it's really taken off since spring. This also had spider mites. It's bounced back beautifully. It's kind of like in the back, pushed up against the window of my shelf. It gets a lot of light and I often forget to water this guy, so I will get the occasional yellow leaf due to that fact. He wasn't trailing at all. It was a relatively small cutting when I got it, and it's grown so much. The leaves are getting pretty massive. Just a really cool plant. It looks kind of reptilian, very cool. It feels very cool. It honestly feels like a fake plant. If you have a Monstera Peru, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just really interesting. The leaf shape is really beautiful. I love that it can climb or trail. Again, this plant also needs something taller. It's a recurring issue in my home at the moment, but I'm getting on it, okay? So yeah, I'm really proud of my Monstera Peru. Really loving this plant, really beautiful, and I thought he deserved some attention for all of his hard work and effort this summer. I think that's just about gonna do it for this video. I would love to sit here and show you 15 or 20 more plants, but we really don't have the time for that. All right guys, thanks again so much for watching. I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you all. Take care guys. Bye.